So, I was gonna wait for Ethan to be done with his live stream. Doug, Ernst are airing their dirty laundry in public, and I don't know. I just felt a little uncomfortable watching that exchange. So, I don't know. I prefer. I don't know. I think people should make nice, apologize, figure things out, get on, and then when you're when you figure it all out, get out in public and say, "Hey, we figured it out. It was a misunderstanding. It wasn't that big a deal. Everyone's still friends." So, how you doing? Sorry, my intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna go to my channel here and pop up any live, live chatting. Um, and yeah, hey, avid comic reader, thanks for being my audience today. So, all right, I'm gonna swap this video out. Love the art. Do you have anything published that we can buy? Anything that published of mine? um, Nothing that's gonna directly put money in my pocket. I mean, outside of I have a. If you go to my store, MikeSMillerArt.com, and then go to the store, that has a whole bunch of prints. But as far as comics, here, I'm gonna unplug my phone. But so let's see. Let's turn this cam. How do I turn the camera around? Boop. All right. Let's see. So that's my art. Injustice, Gods Among Us, Year One, Volume One. This is the entire first year, but they do these collections. This is the entire year two. The art on the back is mine. That's me. Injustice. I know I don't. Number one digital comic in the world, number one New York Times bestseller, and I don't talk about it very much, primarily because I'm just not on it anymore. So it's Bruno Rodano's art. So Injustice, 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 Injustice. I've done a lot of Injustice. I did Superman, Emperor, Joker. I did several. That's back when I was on Adventures of Superman. So what else we got here? Seven Shrine. I just edited that. Black Tide. I don't know if you can find that. It's probably out of print. The Hedge Knight. I don't want to say my magnum opus, but the series I am the most proud of because I got to do all of the artwork on first, second, and third issues. I do the covers for. Oh wait, no, that's the Mystery Knight. That's the third Hedge Knight book. Sworn Sword is somewhere else. More Injustice books. Let's see, what else do I have in here? More Mystery Knight, more Injustice. Oh, there's my grand niece. Oh, here's something I do. I do the covers to the Game of Thrones. Not this cover, that's the interior art turned into a cover. But let's see if I can crack one of these open for you. Hey, look, it's Zach's pants. So you flip through every, I don't know, 30 pages or so, and get to, so here's the interior artist's work. Focus. And then here's my work. And I was mentioning the other day how I will go in and draw like every link in the chainmail, which you can't see. So, oh well. Whatever. So every one of these, I think, has is this 12 issues worth? I don't know. Maybe 12 of my covers in it. And so they've got, this is volume 1, that's volume 2. I don't have volume 3. And I'm working on volume 4. Oh, there's another one I did. Batman Arkham Unhinged. What else I got? Oh, Hand of the Morning Star. Good luck finding that. I think it's out of print. But I wrote that one as well. And then if I go up here, so you see the DC Universe Online Legends. I was one, I think, of two. Me and Howard Porter did pretty much that whole series there. More Batman Arkham Unhinged. Oh, new spring graphic novel. I can't reach it, sorry. It's out of my zone. StarCraft, I did some of that. And these are just the graphic novel things that I have. Obviously, 26 years, I've got a whole buttload of stuff that I've done. Oh, there's my con schedule. Anyways, let's get back here. Try to do some inking on this bad boy. I am currently... so since last we spoke, I finished Pastor, Hothead, most of the Jawbreakers. Still got this little guy to do. And then I'm working on my girthy... Oh, you know what? I inked Red Rooster all in brush. You guys saw me. I've been inking with Quill on most of them, but I inked him all with brush because I started with his cape and I'm like, I wanted to do the cape with brush, and then I just gave him this slightly... You can see in the inks how it's slightly more organic, right, than say these inks here, where it's a little more choppy. The quill doesn't like to give you these fine organic tapers quite as much. So yeah, that's if you've got a keen eye, you can notice the difference there. So I will pop this here somewhere where it doesn't get too much in my way as I'm inking, and then I will answer a couple questions. Love the art. Do you have anything published? Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I'll check out your store sometime. Is the volume okay, or should I put my headset on? What do you guys think? I can put on my lovely video game headset, and you can probably hear me better. Let me know. Hello, Uncle Mike. How you doing? I'm getting tickets for the Grand Rapids Comic Con. Nice. Just hope my wife doesn't go into labor. Oh, yeah. Maybe she can go into labor the day after the con. If you want to suggest that to her, that'd be great. I am a legit pro. Indeed, I'm new to comics. Apologize for not knowing you. I'm learning new names daily. That's okay. There's so many pros. You're not going to learn all their names anyways. Pastor and Hothead. They are members of the Unknown Soldier Corps, which is a corps of monster hunting former soldiers. Well, I guess technically they're still soldiers. But, hold on a second. Let me take a sip of my iced coffee real quick. It's like I'm always either drinking coffee or wine around you guys. So, there was a super soldier program, and I hate to use that term because how it relates to Captain America and everything else that has used super soldier programs. But that is essentially what it was. And it was actually, it had been developed since the 1800s by Dr. Livingston, and finally put into human testing in World War II. But what they would do is they would find soldiers on the brink of death, and they would mark them as killed in action, and then they would draft them into this program, pretty much unwillingly, and where they would be given basically this immortal, quote unquote, immortal super soldier blood transfusion. I don't want to say formula, but okay, I really don't want to give away stuff, but just for the sake of understanding, just call it a super soldier formula for now. And so Lone Star was the first among these, and they were known as the Unknown Soldiers, and ultimately they capped it off at 6. So the idea is that at any given time you have 6 unknown soldiers, and what their purpose is, and it is a, like, not even black ops. It is so unknown that like hardly anyone even in the government knows about it. It's one of those things that is funded, but like they're saying, oh, we don't know where $43 trillion went. It's like, well, part of that money went to the super soldiers, or to the unknown creation, unknown soldiers. Are they your creation? Yes, they are my creation. I actually, I have a friend who's a Navy SWIC, which is like, it's like, he tells me that the SEALs, yeah, like you have to kind of be a SEAL first, and then you try to be a SWIC, and like 80% of the SEALs that try to become SWICs like have tap out or ring out, whatever. Um, and yeah, I didn't come up with the idea with him, but it was when I was hanging out with him a bit that I came up with this idea that I was watching like the guards at Unknown Soldier, what do you call it thing, memorial, the washout, yeah, there you go. um oh, what is that thing called, the where the, they guard the unknown, oh, the tomb of the unknown soldier, yeah. uh and so he, or that just gave me the idea. I'm like, wow, what if the tomb of the unknown soldiers was like a very privately guarded entryway into this secret place that, where an actual team of people works, sort of like GI Joe, but um, yeah, more or less. And so that was the very, very, very origin, very, very, very origin of the name Unknown Soldiers. Was, me just watching these guys protect this tomb, you know, rain or shine, freaking sleet, snow, whatever. It's like this is how important it is to keep this guarded. And I was like, man, that'd be cool. Um, a cool secret to keep. So that's where I came up with that. And then I sort of developed it. What I did was, it was no longer like just the GI Joe thing, but I had this other story called Bloodborne. Um, and this is how old this story is. It was before the video game Bloodborne came out, and I was like, oh man. I call it Bloodborne because the character's name was her last Osborne, after a good friend of mine. Um, and she had like become part vampire, or she had. I don't want to. She's actually not in the story anymore, but her dad was part of a secret team of vampire and monster hunters. And so when I decided to do Blacklist, I kind of took some of my old ideas and stories and I melded them together. So, um, yeah, so the Unknown Soldiers, and thus also Lone Star, are an amalgam of previous ideas I've had for decades. And yeah, so Lone Star is a member of that team, and that's. Oh, I'm sorry, it got all blurry, didn't it? How do you maintain focus on this thing? Are those different size nibs, or are you getting thickness by changing angles? No, not angles, just pressure. Pressure. I just push down a little bit, and it thickens up the line. If I had a black area, I'd show. Oh, you know what? I'll just grab a piece of paper. So here I can get very thin. Is that in line? Yeah. So thin, and then I just push down a little bit, and it thickens up. Although it uses up the ink very quickly, and this little globber will take like a full minute to dry. So I try not to do those lines with the quill. I try to do them with brush, because they will dry much quicker. Same thing with like filling in blacks and whatnot. Where was I? Am I still working on the horse? I am still working on it. My girthy stallion. My girthy stallion. I don't have words. Oh man, now I don't want to start singing like Ethan. It really looks like I'm copying his YouTube channel because of my how to draw videos. Oh, that's a funny thing. I hadn't even seen Ethan's "You Can Draw" videos, but that had always been my motto: is like anybody can draw, or anyone can draw. That's what it was. Because of Ratatouille. And so the first two videos I put up, originally it said anyone can draw, and then I noticed when I was looking back because of my title, it was posting Ethan's old, 8-month old anyone can draw Batman, anyone can draw Harley Quinn or whatever, and I'm like, ah, crap. So I changed the name to You Can Draw, and I do intend on getting back to those, but they don't get a lot of views, but I think the people that do watch them get a lot out of them. And so I do want to continue. And I will, but this was really my priority. I wanted to get this done, especially before tonight, I'm going to have this up as my face in the Comics Gate kerfuffle video for tonight. We're going to all be there, hopefully not arguing, just settling differences. I really don't like all this infighting, like I said at the beginning. It's like, let's settle it outside. Come to the fore and say, that was all much ado about nothing. Alright, so Girthy Stallion is mostly done. Alright, sounds cool. Are there creations wash out in Arlington? The black budget. Yeah, basically. Like almost nobody in the government knows, and I don't even know if I want the president to know, but although it's Trump now, so I do want him to know. If it was Obama, I would not want him to know. Are those different sizes? Gotta go, Uncle Mike. All right, Egg. Thank you for coming by. That was your first ever comic. What was your first ever comic? My first ever work for hire comic book was Protectors. You know what? Let me Google it real quick, and I can show you guys. Let's see. Protectors. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Arrow. It was inking over Tom Duranick on the cover of Arrow #1 from Malibu Comics, 1992. 1992. Were all of you born yet? And look at that. It is. All right, here it is. Here it is. So, Tom Duranick, now also of Injustice, penciled. I inked with crummy little markers that I had no idea what the proper inking tools were at the time. And so I inked that, and man, when this came out, this big, 1 inch in previews, I was over the moon. It was just the most exciting thing. You grow up reading comics and you want to be a professional, and then you see your stuff in print for the first time, and it's like, whoa. Previous to that, the only thing I had ever had printed was well, I did do a magazine cover for a magazine in Bay Area, computer magazine, with my friend Matt Osborne, and him inking me. Yeah. And then I did the cover for Bay Area Comics Club. It was a Valiant cover, and I got a free gold. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember the old gold Valiant covers. They were super rare, and they were worth $100 right when you got them, but now they're worthless. And then my first penciling job was also from Malibu, and it was, what was it? Protectors #1 newsstand. Mike Miller, Malibu. Let's see if this finds it. Oh my gosh, there it is. It's so ugly. This is just terrible. Terrible, 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 but there it is. Hey, Jiminy Cricket, thanks for coming in. Look how bad that is. Is that horrible or what? But I mean, if you click view more, I bet you most of these numbers I did something. Okay, so I drew that one. I inked that one. I drew that one. I inked that one. No. No, but I did ink the interiors in that one, I believe. No, no, no. I inked that one. I inked that one. I inked that one. I inked that one. That's the repeat. I inked that one. I drew that one. La, 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 la. Well, I just did a... Oops. All right, that's enough of this. Um, but yeah, so Protectors was my thing. And actually, you know what? I have most of those covers still. If not all. Oh my gosh. That's what I clicked on. The first ever Force Beam hole comic. They cut a freaking hole all the way through the comic as a gimmick. Uh, oh, there was another one where is it? Ferret. It was the first completely die cut cover. It looked like one of those old. There it is. I inked that one too. So it's like it looks like a greeting card, the whole comic, because the edges are all cut like that. Oh man, the '90s were, yeah, '90s were fun. A lot of goofy stuff going on back there. I didn't do any chromium covers though. Um, Ethan doesn't do much drawing nowadays. It's mostly Star Wars and promotion. Well, hey, it's paying off for him. I don't think I'm gonna get into the Star Wars thing because I am a fan. Obviously, went and saw the first movie when when I was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. No, 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 5 or 6 years old, I think. Um, but barely remember it back then because I was only a tiny child. And but I don't know. It's funny because I've got friends who love like Solo, who are as diehard Star Wars fans as Ethan is, and then obviously you have the Ethan contingent or the Solo contingent, and I just don't. I haven't dedicated so much of my time into Star Wars that I just enjoyed it. I know Ethan's gonna hate me. He's like, no. He can take every other difference in the world, but can't. I can't have enjoyed Solo. So, gosh, now I'm calling it Solo. Well, you know what the thing is, I think, is that, when you meet Harrison Ford's Han Solo, he is, 100% man. He's a scoundrel. Um, Obviously he's shot first, and gosh, now I'm getting and talking about Star Wars. Dang it. I promised myself I wasn't going to do this. But this is why I think the difference of opinion is that some people understand that, every man starts out as a child, and children do, and granted he's supposed to be old, but teenagers, people in their 20s, they're not fully formed adult human beings. Um, so you have to get from here to there, from childhood to adult. And that's kind of... Oh, you can't see it? I drew it. It's just teeny tiny. Maybe I need better reference. Hold on. Let me go find... Indigo? Oh, no, it's not on Indigo, is it? It'll be on Ethan Van Sciver Rainbow. But yeah, that was my take on it. It's, it wasn't anywhere near a perfect film, but there was some enjoyable stuff. So I'm not gonna hate on it. None of them are perfect. Oh, his beard comes to a point. Darn it. I don't want to whiten anything out, so I'm just gonna... it's so small, you're not even gonna be able to see it. Unless I somehow blow this print up. But yeah, I can understand. I don't know. I can understand both arguments, I guess, and I try not to take sides in the war. But obviously, I'm simply wrong. Because look at the sales, it lost money. So, yeah. Obviously, if there's such a thing as a wrong opinion, I must have it because the proof is in the Box Office Mojo, and that movie is a huge, huge financial loss for Disney, and kind of a black eye on the entire Star Wars industry. And some people are blaming that on The Last Jedi, and I don't know. I think people can probably stand up on it. It's certainly not fatigue, because oh my gosh, look at that! Look at Game of Thrones. You get 10, 12, well, 10 hours of Game of Thrones per season. People will just jump on their seats month or week after week um, to watch that and watch it over and over again. And so I don't think it's fatigue per se. All right, you guys are saying something, I can't see it. Scrolling back up instead of scrolling down for more. Yeah, Jiminy. I'm gonna call you Jiminy on here, Jason. It's so people know who I'm talking to. Ethan is bickering with Doug. Yeah, and I had to bow out of it too, because it's dirty laundry stinks to me, no matter where you're airing it, and I want to stay far away from it. I think tonight is going to be an exception. Honestly, I don't think tonight is going to be the airing of laundry so much as this is it's going to be a convention of believers in Comicsgate, and just like just like the founding fathers, there had to be leaders in the movement, of which I am not one, by the way, and I never claimed to be one. Ethan sort of drafted me into Comicsgate, even though that's one of the questions I had, is like, well, what would you qualify as someone who qualifies to consider themselves part of the Comicsgate movement? Because other than being on YouTube, I've been dealing with SJW bullcrap for 20 years in my career. I mean, I don't need to go into all of it, but I've got a track record of dealing with this kind of crap far longer than any of these guys. I mean, maybe Chuck Dixon. Dixon probably longer than me, but yeah. This is I am not a newbie to this kind of issue in my life. Chromium is overrated. Well, it's gone, and now Ethan's going to bring it back, and I'm really curious to see if if it starts a trend, because yeah, they were pretty hip back in the 90s. The 90s were filled with lots of goofy stuff. Indeed, goofy things like hiring a 20-year-old Mike Miller to ink with markers when he had no idea how to ink with markers. I was literally using rapidographs and just crap. I did not know until 1993 what one of these was, what a crow quill was, and it was actually, that's a good story. I'll just tell you my stories as I think of them. So I was at San Diego Comic-Con. I was a professional for the first time because I had actually been inking at Malibu and penciling those covers. Yeah, my first penciling gig, covers. Isn't that funny? And so I'm in Artist Alley, and I see a young black man inking some artwork, and I go over and look at it, and I'm like, wow, you draw just like John Byrne. And it was Victor Bridges. And I don't even think he's in comics anymore. But I was like, what the heck are you inking with? And he's like, this is a Crowquill. He says, this is what Terry Austin inks with. And I'm like, Terry Austin, he's my favorite inker. And so he gave me a Crowquill. He gave me a pen holder. He gave me a page of his artwork to practice inking on. It was great. And so I took it home and I drew on, or I practiced inking on it for, whatever. Can you type out the name of that quill? Quill. Crow, like, yeah, I can. It's pretty basic. It's a Hunt Crow, Quill 102. There are different sizes. 102 is the size I use. And so I was practicing on that page at home after I got home, and I get a call from Vic because I gave him my number, and he's like, "Hey man," he's all, "we're looking for an inker on a new book I'm doing for Eric called Freak Force. Do you want to try out for it?" And I'm like, "Sure." I really like halfway done practicing on his page, and he sends me a pinup to ink, and so I inked it with this quill, which I had inked a half a page with, and then sent it over to Eric Larson, and he hired me. So after 1/2 page of practicing with a Crowquill, I got hired. This was the 90s. They were hiring everybody who could hold a pen and not spill ink all over the page, apparently, because those are my break-in stories. I think I've told the one about how I got into Malibu before. All right, let's see. You go, Mike. You go, Gary. Gary Shipman, ladies and gentlemen. Check him out on his various social medias. Gary, post your social media stuff. Gary's a great artist. He does a lot of ink work. Tio just sent me. Who wants to see? Tio just sent me. Oh no, he was just asking me a question. Never mind. The colorist who's coloring the Lone Star more darker. Basically, yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's coloring the Lone Star cover for me. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on my Twitter, Abacus Mike. I'll put that in the Twitter. Abacus Mike on Twitter. La 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 la. I've never. Oh wait, I think He has a girthy beard, like his stallion. The stallion doesn't have a beard, does it? I'm pretty sure I just looked at the. No, I don't think the stallion has a beard. I think you're pulling my leg. The reason I didn't go to see Solo is because The Last Jedi burned me. The Last Jedi burned me badly. Yeah, I'm gonna break with the flow on that one and say I enjoyed The Last Jedi as well. I understand all the complaints with it, but you know what? When I walked out of, and this isn't me saying that I'm gonna change my mind, although I have changed it a little bit just because of, sometimes you watch a movie and you just enjoy it and you refuse to think about it, like Man of Steel. I watched Man of Steel and I really enjoyed it, and then I got home and I made the mistake of thinking about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I started to hate it. But sometimes you just get caught up in the spectacle. But, I would just be listening to all these people just rip on The Last Jedi, and it's like, I can't argue completely that I disagree with them, but it's like, stop taking away what I enjoyed about it. And, even the Princess Leia floating in space thing, my gut reaction was this is freaking silly. But at the same time, I was glad to finally see Princess Leia do something with the Force. Because it's like, oh, hi, you're Darth Vader's daughter. Shouldn't you have done something by now? Um, so, yeah. I mean, other than feeling Luke through space. Hold on a second. Do you have a question, Diane? You just want to listen to me do my live stream? My daughter's just sitting there. All right. John Carter was a good movie and didn't make money. You have to see it for yourself. Yeah, I like John Carter. I mean, again, not a perfect film, but there's no perfect film. And my favorite movie is Gladiator, and I can still see the mistakes in that. I just don't want to admit to them because it's my favorite movie. But I know what they are. But I don't want to ruin anyone else's concept that it is a perfect movie, so I will not mention them. And I'm not going to do a YouTube channel about Gladiator, so. Although I could, because I love that movie. Actually, you know what I think is the closest thing to a perfect movie is Unforgiven. I just think that is the epic masterpiece Western, and I love Westerns. I even did a Western comic called Six Guns Samurai. If you guys want to look it up, you can find it on Comixology. I co-wrote it. I co-wrote the first 5 issues, and then I wrote the last issue. The art was by Harold Edge. And it's really fun. It's a cool story about a kid who he's raised in a what do you call that? The like an old timey. Actually, it takes place in the Old West, but like a sideshow. And so his mom is like a sharpshooter, and so he grows up learning how to sharpshoot. And there is a runaway Ronin samurai who's basically like the janitor of the one that sweeps the freaking mule poop. But he also takes this boy who doesn't have a father under his wing and trains him up so he's both a sharpshooter and a trained samurai. Taught with the Bushido code and all that stuff. And then his sister gets killed accidentally by him, and she tells him about that his real father is still alive. So the story becomes the trek of him going to find his real father. Yeah, it's a really fun story. I think it's unfortunately something that's not in print, but thanks to the miracle of digital comics, you can go read it on Comixology. And I would suggest it. Same with me. I've never seen Game of Thrones. Not my thing. How do you know it's not your thing if you haven't seen it? Yeah, it's not everybody's thing. There's parts I have to close my eyes to. But, being a part of the Game of Thrones creative family, so to speak, I've been working with George on Game of Thrones related stuff since 2001, 2002, something like that. And so, yeah, that's a story for another time. Oof, I can't see with my camera in the way. All right. You're an OG comic skater, Mike. Yeah, I think you can say that. I was comic skate before comic skate was a thing. In my opinion, you have to be a follower of one of the Comicsgate YouTube channels to be considered in Comicsgate. DNC, EBS, Yellow Flash, Red Umbrella. Yeah. Well, I watch DNC and EBS, and Captain Cummings. But there's only so many hours in the day, so I can't follow everybody. This seriously feels like the 1990s redo, both good and bad. Yeah, it's the the revolution has begun. And this time we're taking it back for good. So it does feel like Image, but far less. I don't know what the word is. Not SJW, although that applies. But I don't know. It just feels like that to me. And if I can be a part of that, I am thrilled to be, because honestly, this could all blow up in our faces in 6 months or a year. This could literally blacklist us from. But I don't care if I'm blacklisted if I'm doing my own thing. If I can afford to do my own thing, that's my thing. Luke dying at the end killed it for me. It made no sense. See, to me, it was the best. Oh, spoiler alert! Luke dies. Um, the same way that all the other Jedi die. He just kind of vanishes into the ether. And I don't know. For me, that was great. That was what I actually did like about that movie the most, was Luke's storyline. It's like, you had this great foreshadowing where he's like, "What am I supposed to do? Go stand up in front of the." Um, Gosh, I don't want to talk about Star Wars. All right, change the subject. No more Star Wars. I've never used a quill. Does that thing suck up ink into it? No, I have a cup of ink. I take my quill, I dip it, and then I try to make sure there's no excess on it. And then I come over here, and it's just that little half a drop of ink being held by, what is it, static, or I don't know, being held by its own skin, and it just like drizzles out as you push down the quill. See, the quill is all right, let me wipe this out. So the quill is split into two pieces. Here, see that split? I don't know if you can see. The focus is not focused. Come on, focus. All right, so see how it splits wide open? Splits open, you can see the light through it. Well, it's that little line. See the little dot in there? It's hard to make out. That's supposed to hold the ink, and then the line, when it splits open, that's what kind of lets the ink just drizzle through. It creates this, is it a reservoir? I guess a reservoir. So that's how a quill works. It's quill time with Mike. You dip the pen into the ink jar, and the ink automatically gets drawn up into the slit and hole of the nib, the pen tip, and you draw until the ink is gone. Only a few strokes. Wow, neat. I remember reading about them in How to Draw the Marvel Way. Wow. Okay. You just made me realize that I really should have read that book better. All I did with How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way was look at the pictures. If I had realized that the tools were in there explaining what tools to use, oh my gosh, I could have learned this skill much younger. Instead of using rapidographs, technical pens, Stedlers. Uh-oh. 81 new interactions on Twitter. Surface tension. There you go. That works. Dang, I should have been in here instead of EVS. It's all mellow in here. Yes, we're just happy little campers watching Mike ink. I'm not sure I'm not sure I want to take the moniker of Uncle Mike. A lot of you guys have been calling me Uncle Mike, but I think like that's Ethan's thing. Is there, like, there's something else that you could nick my name with? Ethan actually called me Pastor Mike once. He's thanking me for his faith resurgence. Hit the like button, guys. Oh yeah, I've only got 5 likes and there's 17 of you in here. Does that mean that 12 of you dislike this? La 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 la. So you go back up. Scrolling up for more. You look a real jack, Mr. Mike. Should have been here. Interesting day. Confiscate badly needs a leader. Ethan is so charismatic. Everyone seems to have assumed it was him by de facto, and he doesn't seem yet ready to be that. I think he is ready to be that. Ethan, I mean, other than the fact that he doesn't want to show his face on national TV because he's gained a few pounds since having the baby, no, I think Ethan's the man for the job. He's, you know, this is the Tea Party for comics, and leaders will rise, even though there's no like president of the Tea Party, you know. And granted, we allowed the left to lambast the Tea Party and start labeling it as racist, even though it started out during the freaking Bush administration and as a reaction to, you know, just overspending and overtaxing, not anything to do with Democrats at all. There were Democrats in the Tea Party. There were people of every race, color, religion. But the reality is that what needed to happen was we needed that voice out there, and it was a voice of reason. And so ultimately, because it was a voice of reason, it became a conservative party, because there is no reason on the left. And then, because it was on the right, the left labeled it as racist, because that's what they do. If they disagree with you, you're a racist. Obviously, it's their modus operandi. It's so hard to use one of those things. It's not. Just practice, 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 practice. More people are here. Yay, 18. So now there's a bit of a rebellion going on. Those rebels. We're to destroy them. Mike, what are you using to record yourself while you draw? How are you holding it? Okay. I am using my Samsung Note 4. I'm using to hold it. You cannot buy, because there's only one in the world. Okay. Back on. So, there's only one of these in the whole entire world, because I designed it with my brother and we made it in his shop. Let's see, it says signed by me. It says Miller Designed, and my brother signed it down there too. And so I made it for not necessarily this phone, but this size of a phone. And it's got a nice little hinge on it. So you can't go buy one, but it turns out it is pretty much the perfect distance from my page so that it can focus on me inking or working, whatever. Where was I? What was I working on? His arm over here. So, sorry, can't get one on Amazon. Needs a happy little tree. It does need a happy little tree. Maybe we'll throw up some happy little clouds up here, too. Yeah, I wonder if anybody caught it. Someone asked me the other day what I do when I make a mistake, and I boxed his answer. I said, there are no mistakes in art. There are only happy little accidents. More coffee. Aunt Mike. I'm going to go with a no on that one. I'm going to veto Aunt Mike. I hope that nobody else gets accustomed to using that. Hit the like button. Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike. Hey, yeah, then we can call, what's his first name? Andrew Anderson? Is it Andrew Anderson? Mr. Anderson. He's taking a lot of criticism right now. He said he didn't want to be the leader. He just wants to draw frogs. Am I losing you? Am I losing you? I'm pinwheeling here. see. Let's go down here. Ethan doesn't want to be the leader. Well, it doesn't matter if it's... There's going to be leaders. Again, I'm not one of them, just because I am not duly associated. I'm an inductee, I guess. But there are going to be leaders, and regardless who likes it, Ethan is going to be one of them, if not the most prominent of them, because Ethan is not only a comic skater, not only a successful YouTuber. He's been in this industry almost as long as I have. So there's, if you're looking for a logical choice, and he's a type A, he's charismatic, he's got the chops to take down those who would attack him and attack Comicsgate. He's he's the man for the job, in my never so humble opinion. I should be humble. Oh man, I need a new paper towel. Eden, can you grab me a new paper towel or two? Please and thank you very much. My phone is blowing up. What do you mean my phone is blowing up? I don't understand that. Oh, you mean it's like not working very well? Yeah. The good news is, and I've said it for years, the best leaders are the ones who don't want the job. If you want the job, you disqualify yourself. Oh, I could not agree with you more. Yeah. People who seek leadership are rare people who deserve leadership. Thank you. Ethan is the best person for it. He's got the passion, the name recognition to get the folks to listen. Hey, did you say that before I did it? He just needs to fine-tune his delivery. I like his gruff delivery. I like that sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what Ethan means because his snarkiness level is on 11. But I think that makes for great quote-unquote radio. I've listened to talk radio for years, and yeah, I enjoy. Look out of my phone. Although that was not exciting either. Man, I can't believe how many viewers Ethan and Zach have now since I just started paying attention like a few months ago, and Ethan went from, I think when I started watching Ethan, he had, what the heck happened? What's going on with my camera? I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me. Otherwise, I got to restart this thing. Oh, now you picture. This is not a good angle for me. I'm better looking than this, really. No. All right. All better now. Okay. So, moving back along this. All right. So, what were we saying? I need to stop just praising Ethan. He's going to think I'm blowing smoke, but he probably won't even watch this, so that's fine. He is the guy for the job, though. No one else has stepped up to bat. Zach's got the chops for it, but he doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to want to be that public. I don't really even know Richard, so I couldn't say for sure. I'm just basing this on his YouTube presence. Ink mess. What? What ink mess? Oh, this ink mess. Yes, well, this is what happens when, you know, ink comes off a quill when you're not expecting. I always like shake it off a little bit. So that leads to that over time. Sorry. Sorry about your OCD issues. You'll just have to deal with it. Very cool. Thanks for showing us. Yeah, buddy. No problem. Glug, glug, glug. Yeah, that reminds me. I'm going to take another sip. Glug this, boys. And girls, if there's any in here. My daughter noticed something about this print is that there's no girls on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's true. But, you know, there's girls in the comics, so they're just in need of a rescue. I find it funny that Doug's argument was that all of Comicsgate has to act as a collective and cannot voice opinions. That is exactly what SJWs do. He did not say that. Seriously? You cannot... yeah. Collective. Collectivist? Acting in unison? No. No. We are a gaggle of individuals. Okay. Get the flea comb and comb him. How the heck did he get fleas? We haven't had... Oh, the rabbit. Kid brought a rabbit into my house, and I think it dropped some fleas off. So great, now our cat has freaking fleas. Hope Ethan is doing okay. Yeah, somebody give me an update if Ethan's still out there airing laundry with Doug. What's the buzzing? My computer, maybe? Does it sound like this? I think it was all a misunderstanding. I know it was all a misunderstanding, and I don't know why they have to make a public thing out of it. I think just freaking, hey, pick up your phone, use that old-fashioned thing we call a telephone, talk to him, hammer it out, iron it out, and walk away holding hands. Kumbaya. As collective. No, just kidding. Don't do that. EVS is a hot little potato. He is a habanero pepper. Although, he's Irish, isn't he? So maybe, yeah, maybe a potato. We're going to stick with racial stereotypes and stuff here because I think it's fun. You can call me Mellow Mike. Mellow Yellow Mike, since I am Japanese. I don't mind. You know what I never understood? Why am I supposed to be offended by the word Oriental? I mean, Russians are Asian, and Pakistanis are Asian, and Indians are Asian, and Bangladeshi, if how you call it, they're Asian. But look at my face. I am an Oriental. I come from the Orient, or my mother did anyways. So why, I learned this from an SJW friend of my wife's while we were in Chicago 20 years ago when I just blurted out, you know, something about us being Oriental, and she got all SJW offended. And I was like, what did I do? And she's like, Oriental is a rug. Oriental is a teapot. We're Asian. And I'm like, okay. Whatever you say, crazy lady. And so that's the thing. Problem is that most Orientals, most Asians don't care. We don't get offended by stuff because we don't focus on identity politics. Or at least we shouldn't. And if you do, then I rescind your Orientalness. Gotta go check out Ethan's stream. Be right back. Let me know what happened. There are people that stand out and are more popular. Others will see them as leaders, but to have expectations of them as well. That's fair. That's fair. Requited. Comicsgate probably can't a one true leader. It's a bunch of independents. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I think what Ethan was saying about um, being the gatekeeper, in a sense, he is the gatekeeper of his personal taste. No one can come in here and force him to promote something or someone that he doesn't like. He's, got his own YouTube channel. He's built it up. Nobody else built it up for him. Obama didn't build it for him. He built it himself. And so what he wants to promote on there is 100% up to him. So he is a gatekeeper, but he's a gatekeeper of his own space. And everyone has the same opportunity in this space. I'm not going to get $400,000 for my Indiegogo when I started. I'm barely starting to build an audience on Twitter and YouTube, and I will take what I can get just because I want to do this. I want to be a part of this time, this moment in time. I think it is historic. We're going to be talking about this in 25 years, the way they talked about image. The way they talk about image now, except hopefully with more glowing light, because what a lot of people that I concur with is a lot of the image books when they came out, they were not ready for primetime books. They looked pretty because you got a bunch of artists together, but we want more than that. We want 100% all around quality on everything. And again, I'm saying me as if I am weeing Comicsgate, but that's what I want, and I know that's what Ethan wants, and I know that's what Richard wants, and so that's my gatekeeper quality. So if I ever, by some miracle, I ever get to 50,000 followers on my YouTube channel, if I'm ever asked to promote somebody else's stuff, it's my gatekeeper is quality and making sure it's not something that I personally am against. So yeah, if you want me to promote your 666 book, I don't care how great it is. It's not coming on my show. So yeah, we all get to be the gatekeepers of our own shows, and anybody who's gonna complain about that, you know what? Especially if these guys have audiences of their own, you want to complain about it, then promote the other stuff. Promote whatever, Everybody has an audience who's going to be on there tonight, I believe, and I don't want to sit here and do a preview of the show. I don't even know what we're going to be figuring out tonight. I hope it is I hope it's a moment in time that forges a great alliance and a vision for Comicsgate and comics in the future. And that's my hope for this evening. I hope it is productive and powerful, and I hope it gains me a lot of viewers on YouTube. Ha ha ha. Steve probably can't even. Get 3. Yeah, she got me 2. That's good enough. People who really want the job. You mean like Hillary? Yeah, that's exactly. Absolutely absurd that everyone is expecting EVS to carry this whole thing on his shoulders. Oh, I don't think that's what it is. I don't think they're expecting him to carry it on his shoulders. I think they just want him to use his platform to maybe push anything that they deem Comicsgate friendly, or however you want to put it. I don't even know what the terminology should be for this whole thing. This is Superhero G. I hope you guys like. This is one of my favorite designs I've ever done for one of my characters. And if any of you have read The Imaginaries, then you know who he is. And if you haven't, then what are you waiting for? It, too, is on Comixology. Actually, all my stuff is. Go to Comixology, just Google it up, or, my name, and you'll see, besides, a cacophony of Injustice books, you'll see a good number of things that I had written, co-written, or illustrated myself. Let's see. We do not want to act as a collective like the SJWs. Amen. We want to be individuals with varying opinions. Good quality comics. That is all I or Ethan or Richard, Zach have been saying. That's it. That's in a nutshell. I mean, just post that and we don't even need the stream tonight, right? I'm going to switch my cord here. This cord anchors better. Alrighty. Why is this keep... I wonder if this is going out of signal or if this is just... Oh, you know what? I am on my Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that's so blurry. It should be clear. Like nobody's playing video games in here or anything. What's that buzzing? Yeah, that's my... Oh. Man, I'm way behind here. I like the juxtaposition of the high-tech computer penciling and the old-school illustrator's pen. Again, the penciling, it's more just breakdowns. I mean, look how... Can you see that? Oh my gosh, the image is terrible. I'm looking at it on my computer. You can't even see it. Okay. Well, anyways, the breakdowns were computer, and then I penciled them in more so with my actual trusty pencil here. Kyle Ritter! How you doing, buddy? Your cover looks so beautiful. Thank you. It's going to look even more beautiful after you color it. You're coloring it, right? You got to tell me you're coloring it. Ethan's volunteered you already. We can hear. Can't. Let's pretend we can't hear him. Ha, you're funny. All good now. We see you all better. Yes, it's all good. Sausages. Zach's... Where... Gosh, that's just weird. Scrolling up for more. Scrolling up because... Okay, Zach's too camera shy. It looks like an ink slaughterhouse. Yeah, it's... Is it blurry to all of you too? Because it's blurry on my YouTube, but I'm not sure. Yeah, on my phone, obviously it's crystal clear. That dog should be stepping on Splato's head. Splato! Shoot! That's right. I was going to try to find room for Splato. I think I'm going to put him... Yeah, I think I'm going to put him over here. So, I'm not going to draw him right now because I want to reference, like, cat or something. I don't know. I like to reference how different animals run, so... Alright, let's do that. Splato. Alright, I'll finish drawing him later. It looks like an ink slaughterhouse. That dog should be stepping on Splato's head. Girls aren't allowed in. Oh man, if we like posted that, you know how much grief we would get? It would create all of this controversy, and then we'd all get more followers. That'd be great. Fans and customers, we are the leaders. Like that Batman thing. I'm Batman, I'm the gatekeeper, you're the gatekeeper. We are all the keepers of our own gates. The dog may be a girl. That's a good point. Alright. That little bitch right there. There you go. There's your girl, sweetheart. Mitch is going to be like, nope, that's a guy. I think Ethan is a bit angry right now over all the criticism he's getting today. Deep down, he seems to want to be the face of the movement, even if he won't admit it. You can tell by his daily chats. Yeah, I think so too. I think he is the face. I mean, whether anyone agrees with it or not, it's the way the cookies are crumbling. You know, it's the what are the other euphemisms for that? I don't know. Oh yeah, Zashi. Doug was mad that EVS voiced his opinion on the Space Force comic. Hey, EVS has opinions. What do you want him to do? Just shut up about it? Pinwheeling. Doug's argument was that Ethan shouldn't declare certain comics, like Trump Space Force, as not being the future, because then he sets himself as the gatekeeper. We'll let the fans decide. I think Ethan is about letting the fans decide. I don't even know who Doug is. Maybe that's how bad of a comic skater I make myself out to be. But he just came after me on Twitter, and I was like, whoa, who are you? So I said something snide back to him, just sort of, because that's kind of my thing. But then a bunch of people, you know, are saying that he's a good guy, and so I apologize, because I'm quick to apologize. I don't want to wrinkle anybody's whatever. I'm really bad with idioms today. Right-wing soy boys, yeah, sounds like it, huh? I think Ethan should take a break from the grind if he has to. Ethan will never take a break. He's a workaholic, just like me. EVS versus Ernst Bone seemed to go okay. I don't know that one. EVS apologized for not getting back to Ernst for his book project. Oh, Ernst. Well, Doug and EVS calmed their disagreement on Doug's book, but the rest will be hashed out tonight and may be heated. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it'll be fun and not just anger. That's good. Oriental literally means Eastern. But the Orient is China, Asia, China, Korea, Mongolia, Japan, Singapore. You know, it's a very specific area of Asia. Yeah, Eastern. It's Eastern Asia. So, PGS Kep. Hey, Mike just got here. Did you get my PM? First time doing so on YouTube. Honestly, I don't even know how to check. My goodness. Hit me up. Abacus Mike, ABACUSMIKE, on Twitter. Obviously, PMs are much easier to do there. So, yeah, let's do that. Comicsgate versus Comicsgate. The only winner is Martha. Ha ha ha. I like Tim Lim's book, but Ethan has no responsibility to like political books and is entitled to his opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. The stream doesn't have enough white guys. I feel marginalized. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. I don't care what your color is. You are red, white, and blue, or you are out of here. Asian. So are you from India, Japan? What? Asia covers a whole lot of countries and ethnicities. It is exactly my point. Celestial Mike. Okay, you know what? I'll just go with whatever you guys land with. What do I want to do now? I think maybe I'll do this hand. I'll let you... Here, let me... Well, I have your Cyberfrog drawing as my phone lock screen. Good stuff. Matt Hayes, hello, Martha. And she should not say Oriental rug, would have to say Asian rug. But what if it's a Russian rug? Thank you. Other guys think they are entitled to EV's promotion. No one's entitled to anyone's promotion unless they're a commercial outlet that you can buy advertisement from. So, yes, you're correct. Kyle Ritter, Booker T says, looking real jack, baby. From Captain Cummings, well, Ethan Van Sciver can keep with me. I don't want his little Ninja Turtle ripoff. Do I need to fly down and say it to your face to be a man? What on earth is going on? Is this just... What is going on? Oh, or are you going to tell me to kill myself? Seems comic pros always end up being the worst people, like DNC has stated multiple times. Wow. Seriously, Cummings. I need to know what this is coming from. This is some this is some mess. I don't know how else to say it. It's wow. That makes me sad. That makes me sad. I think we all need to be A, quick to apologize, B, quick to forgive, and C, just remember that we're all in the same team here. Oh, I got all bummed out by that. Come on, people. Kumbaya a little. Are you going to tell me to come? Oh, that's not. We do technically want to gatekeeping who writes established characters so they do not end up like current comics, but anyone can go create their own work. Yeah, I mean, quality and content, those are the gatekeepers. So, sorry, I'm still stuck on what Cummings said. That's just, I don't know. It's a bridge too far. It seems very, I don't want to say anything insulting, but it's so reactionary. Did Ethan say something like horrible that sparked him off like that? Like, promote your book like the old Don King. I'll have to throw my hair up, although it would stand like 2 feet tall if I did that. These guys are going to have to work this out, or it will look like a bunch of division, and the movement looks like it failed. Yeah, I think it's a problem with people's egos. I don't care. This isn't about me. I mean, my book is me. My book is me. That's the only thing that's about me. I want to be part of a movement of people who think like I do, that comics should not be propaganda. If you want to do propaganda comics, then go do something for Castro. I'm sure he'd love it. But comics are about storytelling. I don't understand why this is turning into a freaking mosh pit. It's really upsetting me. Don't I sound upset? I'm vexed. I'm terribly vexed. The spectacular Satan. Yeah. You see what Matt Hawkins is doing now from Top Cow? He's doing a book called Swing, which is literally about a couple of swingers, which not my cup of tea, but something along those lines, right? Man, how can you just cup yourself out like that? I never understand it. Excuse me, young man, would you like to put your penis in my wife? Oof. They are jealous of EVA's success and want to piggyback on it. I think that is definitely part of it, but they all have their own. I mean, you could say that about Richard Meyer, right? I mean, he although he's got a bigger stream now than Ethan does, or maybe he always has. I mean, he probably always has because he came in first, but he put his money where his mouth is, and so if anybody else, if Cummings or Doug or anyone wants to make a comic book you know, go with God. Make a comic book. If you don't think you're a good enough writer, you're a writer, man. Friggin' Chuck Dixon, Mike Barron. There's a bunch of great writers out there who will take your money. Um, and you've got the audience to promote a fantastic, campaign of your own. And if it's a good enough book, then Ethan and everyone else will promote it too. So just for the sake of promoting a great book and trying to move this movement forward. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Too much I don't understand. This whole thing blew up because of me posting this drawing. Is that ridiculous? It's like it's all this stuff must have been like boiling under their skin up until I did this drawing, and I asked Ethan whether Thump and what was it, Thump and Black Hops um, belonged in the picture. That was it. Then Doug and Cummings freaking came after me with both guns, and oh yeah, and me calling it comics gatekeepers because I thought that was funny. I think it was Ethan just kind of made a quip about that in the live stream, and so I thought it was funny, so I used that as kind of the joke name for it. Um, and boy, this all must have been just boiling underneath, about an inch under the collar, and because it all just came flooding out, and lo and behold. Do you think white characters are more marketable for a comic book overall? My friend and I discussed it. I think the U.S. market is definitely for white characters. You're absolutely right. White characters do better in America. With the singular exception of Black Panther, um, this is a predominantly white market. And so if you want the majority of the people to identify with your characters, and I'm Asian, so I'm not going to make a book full of Asians just because I'm Asian. I might have Asians in it. Um, Asian. Okay, I'm going to stop saying that. I'm Oriental, damn it. Um, but I'm not going to ignore the marketplace I live in, Um, nobody goes to Japan and complains that there's too many Japanese people in their books. Nobody goes to Korea and complains there's too many Koreans in their comics. It's only here in the stupidity of social justice America that people complain that there's too many of the majority skin tone in the majority of the media. It's stupidity. There's no other word for it. It's just virtue signaling stupidity at the highest level. How's that look? Satan, man. I couldn't support Ethan or any of you anymore. So much respect for all you're doing. Oh, sorry, I was reading that wrong. But it can't be a free-for-all, and at least in the spirit of the movement, everyone needs to connect. We do need to connect, and we do need to support each other, even if we're not going to promote each other. Um, I think the Freedom Forge idea is still a great way. We can anyone in our conservative or right of center or right of Stalin, as long as you're not an SJW mindset, can go to the Freedom Forge website. Here, let me put Freedom Forge. It's right here. freedomforge.com. Go to the Freedom Forge website, and you can join. Error, try again. What? Edit and try again. Oh, I can't put. It's Freedom Forge. It's freedomforge.com. Join it. If you're a creator, join it. you're welcome to promote your stuff there. It is a central hub, or it was designed to be a central hub, and I think we need it now more than ever, especially right now with all this crap going on. Um, oh, my super chat's not available. Oh, that's funny. I set it to do super chat, but I figure nobody would care because I never have that many people chatting. But I'll try to make sure I do it next time. But yeah, so go to Freedom Forge if you have a book and nobody on Comicsgate, none of the YouTube talking heads want to promote it because for whatever reason they don't want to, and it doesn't even mean they don't like it. They just don't want to for whatever reason. I don't want to cast aspersions. You can promote it on the Freedom Forge site, and all of the fans, I think all of the Comicsgate fans should go and join the Freedom Forge site because we're creating a sign in, log in with email. We're creating an email list so that anytime any new um, project or creator comes up that is one of us, and that's what this is all about, is being one of us, right? um, then it gets promoted and you can get a direct email and you can go to that site and you can cruise around and see who and what is coming out that you can support, that you feel good supporting with your hard-earned dollars, because that's what it is. It's like you're using your hard-earned dollars um, to support things that you believe in on a what's the word? Sorry, my brain farted again. My brain has a lot of gas. It tends to fart a lot. But you know what I'm saying. Put your money where your beliefs are, I guess. You don't want a bunch of propaganda filling up your comic long boxes. You want a bunch of stuff that hopefully you'll want to read over and over again, and hopefully someday you'll want to give to your kids because you're just like the stuff that I read as a kid and just stuck with me my whole life. The John Byrne stuff, the um, Frank Miller. Oh gosh, I'm off here with my camera work. The Walt Simonson's Thor stuff, just all these great, great comics. All the '80s were such a smorgasbord of awesome that's what I want to bring back. I don't want to replay the '90s and where it's just about making pretty books. The books in the '80s were pretty, um, maybe not as refined as the books in the '90s artistically, but oh my gosh, they were just the greatest stories. That's why they farm all those stories, all the movies, all the TV shows now. Um, they're all farmed from the '80s. Sorry, I did a Michael P. Keaton move for a second. But yeah, they're all farmed from the '80s because that was the last time we had these really just great, great stories. And you know what? The '80s are back, baby. Reagan is back in office. His name's Trump now, but the '80s are back. We're taking our country back, and by gum, we're going to take comic books back. We can do it, even if we have to have a little kerfuffle here and there. We're all still on the same team. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty across the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood. From sea to shining Comicsgate. Watching Mike draw makes me think he's a robot. Crazy like draw. A robot. Thank you. Appreciate that. The movement is about merit and quality. Yes. Hence, it is conservative. It's not about entitlement, and it is not about politics. Anything that is about merit and quality automatically becomes conservative. Not about pushing everyone because they are part of your team. Yeah, sorry, this is about art, and was just surprised to hear Doug try to force a roll on EVS. We'll drop it now. Oh, no worries, man. Your cover looks so beautiful. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, I already said that. Gosh, darn it. Scrolled back up. Wow, well, this is a lot of... You know what? I'm going to stop inking for a second just to read through these things. I'll try to hold this up here again so you can at least have something to look at. AVS has no responsibility to anyone IMO. You are correct. Everyone gets a super chat because I'm reading everyone's chats. The Aussie flag is red, white, and blue, so I guess I technically count. There you go. Can I stay if I am red, white, but admire... If I am red and white, but admire your Constitution from the north of you? Yes, you may. You're allowed. Technically, you're still an American. Where's that Captain Cummings quote from? That just sounds weird. Yeah, it's probably from Twitter, but yeah, wow, that really like threw me for a while. Don't get dragged into it, brother. His Twitter while Doug and EVS were streaming. It's just such an obvious envy over EVS actually doing something and succeeding and blowing up. Well then, how come they're not hating on diversity? Because I mean, he's just, you know, a little bit behind EVS financially on the thing. I guess maybe because he's not coming off in a leadership role, even though he is, whether he likes it or not. I don't know. Seriously, a lot of unnecessary drama and egos involved, overblown silliness. Amen. I agree with that completely. Wow, I've 33 watching. I think that might be the most I've had, except for when I was on with Ethan the other night. Doug Ernst was funny in the stream in defending Captain Cummings' freak out, saying maybe people don't like being called ladies to Ethan. You know what? People need to develop a sense of humor. That's all I'll say about that. But notice that Doug said nothing when Captain called you a thought in one of Doug's own Twitter threads. Yeah, my daughter had to explain to me what that was. I guess I'm not hip, dude. But yeah, and he won't apologize for it either. Not that I care. I can move on. I'm a grown ass man, so I can move on, and we can still be friends. Although we're not really friends. I don't know the guy, so but I'm willing to be friends with everyone. I want everyone to love each other. That's all. Oh my gosh, I sounded like Ethan for a second there. Swing. It better not be porn. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's porn, man. I would avoid it personally because that's just not my thing. LOL. He did say hi to you and Kyle and asked if you were coloring. Sorry, I assumed there was subtitles. I love how calm Mike is. I try to channel Bob Ross. That's all I can say. What is Mike's book called, and is there an Indiegogo up and running? It is going to be Lone Star. This character here, Lone Star, and also featuring the unknown soul. I have to actually pencil him. And the Indiegogo is coming. I have not launched it yet. What day is today? Oh, it's the 2nd. Darn it. I want to launch it before San Diego. The 19th. So I'm going to give myself a deadline of 2 weeks. So hopefully I can launch by the 17th. I kind of wanted to do it on the 5th because that's my anniversary, my 23 year anniversary. And but Mitch is doing Red Rooster on the 5th, so I'll give him some breathing room. I really don't like stepping on other people's toes in this space because we got to respect each other, because the left isn't going to respect us at all. What is Mike's book called? Please don't take the Lord's name in vain in my stream. Thank you very much. Amazing line control. I appreciate it. Exactly.
Mike's book is Lone Star. No one they're crowdfunding yet. He's still working on it. Correct. Oh, Jason, I should give you the wrench, huh? Let me see. Add moderator. There you go. I wrenched you up, buddy. You're a moderator now. Kyle Ritter, haha, yeah, I'm coloring and the same time watching Mike's drawing this cover. Well, you can't be coloring it right now. I haven't given it to you yet. I can't wait for it, Kyle. Your colors on Ethan's stuff are awesome, and so I just assume this is going to be one beautiful piece when you're done. Props to Zach. Jawbreakers isn't my style, but you can't deny he literally was paying people to work on his book out of his own pocket before the Indiegogo even started. Yeah, total props to Zach. I mean, it looks like a great book. I mean, it's funny because the whole angle on, okay, here's the Jawbreakers. The Jawbreakers, you know, they're fighting a monster in the first book, and I don't, you know, I know they're like heroes for hire, but I mean, the unknown soldiers are monster fighters. So it's, I don't want people to think I got this from this because I created this in pieces, literally. Almost, no, not 20. 18 years ago. I created this about the same time I was working on the Hedge Knight. So, but hey, great minds think alike, right? Kyle Ritter, AVS talked to Mike about getting this colored, sold as a poster, and Mike was asking if AVS had talked to you about it. Yes. Jiminy Cricket, cheers, mate. I'll make sure to keep an eye for when it's released. Ethan didn't tell me about this cover. I just found out, but I'd be more than happy to color this anyway. Okay, awesome. Well, as long as we all come together in the end, that's all that matters. In the stream, Ethan said colored it, but he may have to elaborate. Mike, the assumption would be that colors, and I really hope so. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Only if you want me to color it. I do. Everyone wants you to color it, Kyle. Everyone. Grant Hall, we are all. Hardest part is waiting. Mike, Freedom Forge. Mike wants to get an option to print on metal, and that would be awesome, but costs more. And your colors are perfect for metal prints. Yeah. Really. I mean, the vibrancy is going to look so dope on aluminum. Perfect for everything. So really good. Super chats only come available once you have a certain number of subscribers. That's why we need to build up Mike's channel. How many subscribers do I need? I've got at least 12 subscribers. Okay, I can do that. Nice. Oops. Where am I at? We'll have to check that site out, as I would not have known about Ravaged or you if not for Ethan. Yeah, we do need to get Freedom Forge up and running. It's already got, it's got a lot of stuff on it, a lot of good stuff. Just go there, open up another window, because you can still hear my raspy voice. Open up another window, go to freedomforge.com and sign in. Join, become part of that movement too. It's a tangential. It's a coordinated movement that should be what Comicsgate is about. So this message is held for review. Freedomforge.com returns an empty page to me. Are you serious? Hold on a second. Maybe I'm getting it. Let me see real quick. Forge. Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, okay. It's thefreedomforge.com. I'm sorry. I think Freedom Forge was taken. But yeah, all right, let me put that up on here. Freedom Forge. And yeah, it should look like this. Get up there. We've got gallery. We've got the art market. You can sign up for newsletters. Christopher Moonlight, I guess Miller, hey, that's me. Glenn Fleming, Andrew Paquette, Mike Harris, Dean Zachary. See, there's already a bunch of guys on there, and we just want to add more and more people. We got books, comic books, la 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 la. So yeah, I mean, look at all this stuff. There's already great stuff on here. You guys can go support the Freedom Forge stuff already. Cat and Mouse Kickstarter. Well, we haven't updated this in a while. But James Hudnall is the webmaster. He's got some of his own stuff here. There's James. He's got some articles. It's a great site. It should be basically the new conservative comics. Actually, it should be the social media for Comicsgate. Basically, it should be. I don't think it has been promoted enough, and it needs more people. It needs backers. It needs the word to be spread. So here, go click support this project. Wow. You can just if you want to donate a few bucks because he's doing it for free, doing all the webmaster stuff and whatnot, and we do need to get it out there. So that I think it's ideal for what we're trying to do in the whole Comicsgate realm. So subscribe since I saw you had a channel when you were on V's stream. I think you said that last time. You're like, Rare just got to your comment and said thank you. Lady man, we're lady men and men ladies. Hey ladies! Ding, 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 ding. The thing that bugged me was that Doug suggested that Ethan should promote everything because his followers do what he says. And we're not mindless followers. We buy what we like. Yeah. Yeah, that's not you can't put anybody into that situation where they're forced to promote stuff they don't want to promote. Those inks are tight. Thank you very much. Does Doug want comics communism? It's I don't know. It's starting to sound like it. Jeez. Show Kyle Ritter. Hey, can you check my channel out that I recently uploaded new cover of Cyberfrog that I drew and colors just for fun. Even Ethan didn't post it on his Twitter account. Oh well. Kyle, I think we're on Twitter together. Well, yeah, everybody go check out Kyle's. Just click on his name. Oh wait, can you click on names? Kyle Ritter. Search him up. Check out his stuff. Obviously, most of you already know he's fantastic. Hey, what is piece 4? Paranoid Android asks. It's something I started doing just for fun in celebration of Ethan hitting $400,000 on his Indiegogo campaign, and I wanted to, Jawbreakers campaign, Red Rooster's coming out on the 5th, Cyberfrog obviously, and then I'm going to be launching my Indiegogo too soon with my characters, and so I just kind of wanted to do a jam picture with all of those characters, and I flippantly called it the Comics Gatekeepers from a joke in the previous night's stream. You can go back and see the stream with me and Ethan on my page. But yeah, that's what me calling it Comics Gatekeepers and asking Ethan because somebody else asked, he's like, hey, shouldn't you put Thump and Hops in there? And I'm like, and I just on Twitter I asked Ethan for a ruling because I am not a I'm not a comics gatekeeper. Not saying that Ethan was, but I just don't know who qualifies, quote unquote, qualifies for Comicsgate status. I don't even know how to say it. I don't think anyone knows how to say it. And B, I don't know if certain people who are one of us wouldn't want to be associated with Comicsgate specifically, because just like we use the term SJW
derogatorily about SJWs. SJWs embrace SJWs because they think it's good to be a social justice warrior, right? Well, it's the same thing with Comicsgate. We're proud of the name, right? But the other side uses it derogatorily, and therefore it could cause some political backlash. So I don't know who would even want to be in it. So it's this big gray area. I didn't want to spend the time and effort penciling and inking and adding characters to this who I was not 100% certain wanted to be involved or deserved to be involved, or however you want to say it. Because the last thing I want to do is slap whiteout on this piece when I'm done, because I hate whiteout. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Hello, Kyle. Oh, wait. Kyle Ryder said, please write your reply to Kyle into the chat. Oh. Shoot, what was the... Oh. Well, alright. Kyle, I told everyone to go to your page. I forgot he was deaf. Please write your reply to Kyle Ritter. He just said, hello, your style. I cannot wait. Hello, Kyle. You rock. Color it, please. 300 plus. What? My subscriptions? Subscribers? Cool. Because I was under 300 earlier. You need 1,000. 1,000. Holy cow. All right. Well, everybody get your friends to join. Everyone in this chat can just get 30 friends to join. I'll be at 1,000. There you go. That's your job. Go get 30 people to join my YouTube channel. I guess that is only after the video is done, which makes sense, as real time is still probably hard to do. Oh, closed captioning. Already watched Kyle's video. It looks amazing. Awesome. Good to hear. This early morning, I did for warm up by drawing Batman and Superman before work. For colors. Oh, cool. I was thinking of doing colors on Superman Batman video and upload it on YouTube. If you want, yeah, go for it, man. Do it, Kyle. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You are welcome, brother. Just subscribe to your channel. I'll be subscribing after this. I will watch all your stuff, Kyle. I said from inks to full color as a good opening. Perhaps when Ethan suggested to turn this into a poster and sell it on fashion, some people took that to mean this would be somewhat official Comicsgate lineup, and that's a good point. That's a good point, Sidekick. Yeah, it does. It does sort of put a nail on it. But you know, what can you do? You can't, or I can't. There's no Comicsgate website of official, you know, Comicsgate. There's no gatekeeper. There's just this amorphous collection. All right, yay, focus. There's an amorphous collection of thought leaders and creators and fans. So it's really untenable as it stands now. So maybe we need to come up with a Comicsgate constitution tonight, I think. Get the founding fathers there. I'll be their founder, but as someone who I believe would certainly qualify, just from my history. That I wouldn't deserve a seat at the table. I would like to ask them what qualifies someone to deserve a seat at the table, because I can't imagine a scenario where I do not as it stands. If there are some rules, which there aren't, because there are no comics gatekeepers, then then someone's going to have to forge these rules, and someone is going to have to create we are going to have to create something a little more real, a little more, physical, so to speak. Being a group is lame. Everyone should just do their own stuff. Yeah, but we are. But I think that being part of something is important. It's not like the founding fathers got together and said, well, we're 13 different states, but what we should do is we should just each fight England individually. We're fighting England now, and we've got to form a more perfect union to take down the SJWs who have taken down comics in general. There's just a few people reading too much into a fun drawing, and you did that. It's great, and some of us want to hang on our wall. Well, you will have that opportunity, I promise you. This has almost gone 2 hours. I'm taking forever to draw this thing. Maybe it's because I'm stopping every 10 seconds to ruminate about something you guys said, or... I am actually usually a much faster artist than this. I would have had this whole thing done by now if I wasn't trying to do it on YouTube and entertain you fine folks at the same time. But yeah, the only thing I'd just be working on Lone Star otherwise. So, or actually, what I need to work on is my getting everything ready for the Indiegogo, because I do want to have that ready within 2 weeks. I don't even have a video done, and I'm not going to sit in front on my front deck talking for 25 minutes. It's so funny how Ethan ripped into Zach for that. Don't fight me! I will not fight you. I stand by my no collectivizing and just operating as individuals with a common goal. Having said that, having a website or a blog to keep everyone informed of who has books coming out would be a good thing. We have it. The Freedom Forge. I'll type it again in case you didn't see it. thefreedomforge.com. Go there, sign up, promote that. That is the hub. That's what it's meant to be. It's the hub. It's where freedom is forged in this market. The hub of conservative creators. And you know what that means? That if you want to do a political comic, promote it there. If you don't want to do a political comic, promote it there. As long as the people know that they are supporting creators who are of like mind, and that doesn't mean all the creators are. It just means that well, everyone on there is, so maybe I shouldn't even go there. But yeah, the Freedom Forge. Get out there, promote it. I wish that Diversity in Comics and Ethan and all the Comic Skaters guys would promote that page, because it's what we need as a community to be able to go and see a place where we know everyone there is one of us, and then decide what we want to support. Because you know what? I mean, there's going to be stuff on there that I won't want to support just out of a matter of quality. I'm not going to, somebody puts up a crappy book, I'm not funding it, just because they happen to agree with me. I don't care. I have always only ever been about supporting quality. That's why I don't go see most Christian movies, because they don't all suck, but 95% of them suck. Even though I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, I'm not going to go support poor quality. Heck, I wouldn't even let my children watch poorly animated films when they were younger. I'm just, That's my shtick, man. It's got to be good, or I ain't gonna invest. Lone Star sounds like a cool project. I will support it when it releases for sure. Thank you very much, Concrete Leper. Oh man, my Twitter interactions are just racking up here while I'm ignoring it. Alright. Man, Salamandroid's cool, isn't he? Ethan is a creative fellow. So you guys feel, I don't know, what do you guys think is going to happen tonight? What can you tell us about Lone Star? Well, it's not all hush hush, but there is stuff about it that is hush hush. But I don't know if I should just keep repeating myself because I've already gone through that once in this stream. But the short version is he is a. Oh, what did I say? I had this pitch on Twitter. Let me see. I need to memorize this elevator pitch. He's a soldier, basically out of time. Well, not out of time. He's been around for a while, 80 years. And let's go to my page. And he was drafted into a secret army of 6 of monster hunters. That's their gosh, this elevator pitch is terrible. Hold on. And then my little 1-sentence elevator pitch is like just quick and to the point. I'm going to print it out and stick it on my thing. Lone Star is a monster hunting hero, the first of a corps of unknown soldiers taken from the brink of death and imbued with powers and drafted into the war against the hidden evils of the world. That is the elevator pitch. It's just, there's so much story behind it because it's a compilation of several other stories that I had put together that I had created over the last 15 years or so, 18 years or so, that it's all in my head, so it's hard for me to just squirt it out in one fell swoop. So that's why I had to come up with a specific elevator pitch that doesn't give away too much of the story. But they can only supporting them by getting money to make better ones. Well, I'm still not going to support bad quality stuff. Sorry, that's my thing. That is the key and why this current issue is crazy, and we do not have to like everything just because the person supports Comicsgate, and the people with YouTube channels do not need to censor themes. Yeah, it's just common sense, isn't it? Drama's gonna happen tonight. I'm afraid that you're right. Hey, how's the? Can you see the quality of the line, or is it all blurry? Because on my YouTube, it's like all pixelated, but it's crystal clear on my phone. I think your idea about having your sample pages done with the entire lettering so people can see your writing is spot on, Mike. I didn't buy Jawbreakers, but I bought Zach's new book for that reason. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I guess you were watching my other stream where I made a big point about that. Have popcorn ready. Go to the bathroom early, boys and girls. It's going to get feisty. Sounds awesome. Pristine. Yeah, being able to read the book as well as seeing the art is a much bigger draw than just seeing the art. I want it now. Get to work. LOL. Just kidding. Requited. I've got the first 20 pages done already. And yeah, I've got the first 8 pages scripted, although I'm going to give that some time to bake and then go back in and look at it again because I need some fresh eyes on the dialogue because I want it to be as good as I can possibly make it. So like a gunslinging Captain America. Yeah. So if you mix like Captain America, Blade, and the Punisher, Maybe with a little less killing. That's Lone Star. Yes, it is pretty good. It is pretty good. Oh, good. Glad. Well, I don't know why it's so crappy on my computer. Well, if EBS is going to be the face of Confiscate, he'll need to be more impartial. I'm hungry. Give me food. Well, that was non sequitur, wasn't it? We can see clearly most of the time. How many hours until this big live stream tonight? It starts in 3 hours, 2 hours, and 51 minutes. And we're going to strap our gloves on and battle royale. I hope not. I hope it's more like we're all a bunch of buddies going out and playing golf. Yes, Pacific. It's 6 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. The middle ones, I have no idea. Just add or subtract 1 and 2. Check the quality of the stream on your computer. The little gear. Quality, auto. 720p. Hey, thank you. Wow, you guys make me know everything. About 3 hours, so big live stream about what? I'm curious. Oh my gosh, Kyle doesn't know. Somebody's typed it more. I'm gonna tell him what this whole kerfuffle's about. I wish I'm deaf. Sometimes I wish I'm deaf. Sometimes I wish you weren't deaf. Oh, yeah. To have Jiminy clue you into tonight's kerfuffle. Gotta jump out for a sec. I'll jump back in when I get into my truck. All right, you know what? I'm going to give you a minute, too. So everybody take a breather. I'm going to run to the commode here. Let's see a cool angle on this for going radio silent while I go back. Everything is racist. Everything is racist when you're an SJW. Everything is racist. Yes, even you. Alright, I am back. There gonna be drama. Ethan's having a big live stream with all the confiscated folks apparently at the same time. Apparently, so I'm mad at EVS because of various misunderstandings. There's a pull R. That's all I vary for Mike. Nice moderating, Jiminy. Oh man. So other people are mad that he gave a negative opinion on a book and that he should censor himself for the whole Confiscate and be unified with BS machine. Colorado, I think some people are also mad that Ethan likes Mike more than them. That's funny. Well, Ethan and I do go way back. Ethan and I go back a couple decades. I hope nobody mad at me because I think you're all awesome to me. Yes.
Nobody is mad. No boy. Nobody is mad at the Ritter man. Awesome. Hey, 34 watching. We have added an individual. I will not assume its gender. Mom like Mike best. No, it's Uncle. Yes, okay. Well, if you guys insist on Uncle Mike, then I guess that's okay, because as long as we all know who Daddy is. And now it has become a conversation with Kyle. How many female comic book artists are there? Honestly, I don't know, but it is definitely grow up reading comic. A lot of girls are growing up reading manga. My daughter draws in a manga style most of the time. She's gotten to be quite an accomplished artist. Eden, bring me some of your art. Eden is not listening to me. Mm-hmm. 111 new interactions on Twitter. I am ignoring. So, any questions from the peanut gallery that I can just launch into a long diatribe about so I don't have empty air and I don't have to constantly look up to read new questions? Hey, I read manga, you sexist prick. That was first time I started on colors when I was 16 years old. You too, Mike. Aw, thank you, leper. Just don't touch me because you're a leper. Hopping in and out. I'm driving. Oh, hey, now we're at 35. Wow, that must be Adam. Well, happy to have you, Adam. Taking donations if all you need is love. What's the meaning of life, Mike? The meaning of life is simple. Love God and love your neighbor as yourself. There's a whole book about it. I can send you the link later. Amen. Yeah, that's part of the reason I got blacklisted, is I'm not shy about my faith. So feel free to ask me questions. Ask me questions. I am here to shepherd you. Where is God at? God is everywhere and beyond, because he exists outside of his creation. There I was thinking it was 42. 42. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, give us an elevator pitch about God. An elevator pitch. I haven't worked on my God elevator pitch yet. I don't know. Different people approach God in different ways. Different people find their faith in different ways.
I can only tell you my path was one through study of the scriptures. I was raised an agnostic by a engineer of a father, a Buddhist mother, and for me, questions had to have logical, reasonable answers. And while that may exclude, actually, for me, it did exclude the miraculous, because miracles aren't logical, right? Miracles aren't reasonable. They can't exist in a material world, a materialist mind world, where there's no external force that has the power to change the laws of the material world, right? So, as an agnostic or as an atheist, that those are the parameters you have to believe. There's no logical. Okay, this is, understand this is all my opinion, but this is what I believed as an agnostic. There is no logical explanation for the miraculous. But then you start researching. I mean, it's like X-Files, right? It's like, are you going to be Scully? Are you going to be Mulder? Are you going to just deny the things in front of your face your whole life? Or are you going to put aside your preconditioned explanations for things that can't exist and accept that things that shouldn't do? Life, for one. Life is completely inexplicable from a materialist perspective. You cannot have inorganic matter become organic matter. Death does not beget life. It is, nobody even has a decent theory about it, right? I mean, if you ever watched the movie Expelled with what's his name, Stein, forgetting his first name. He's even talking to Richard Dawkins, and he's like, well, how did you get from inorganic to organic life? And he's like, well, no one really knows how that happened, but it's possible that some molecules piggybacked on the back of crystals, which do form more complex materials or forms, and it's possible that life began that way. And just the deadpan look on Stein's face when it's like, so you would rather, and he didn't say this, is me, you would rather believe a fantasy like that than accept that it's within the realm of possibility even that God exists. That's dogmatic religion in my opinion. So you literally could get me to go on this subject all night long, because I am it's important to me. It is important to me. But let's talk about something else. Chick tracks. I was thinking I was 42. Haha, give us another minute. Just join. What are you drawing? What am I drawing? I am drawing this. It is well, now I can't even call it the Comicsgate universe because not everyone in Comicsgate is part of it. Is that focusing? It's not focusing, is it? Focus. There we go. But it's Cyberfrog, Salamandroid, Red Rooster, Superhero G, Lone Star, and the Unknown Soldiers, and the Jawbreakers, as well as a few other Donald Thump and Black Ops. And then I'm going to put Splato del Gato right there. El Gato. I used to do a web comic with my friend Everett, and his name was El Gato Negro. So, and that was good times.
Just joined. What are you doing? Do you ever do tutorial videos or give pointers?
I have two tutorial videos. One, I'm trying to start at the beginning. So one is on, gesture drawing and stick figures, and then the other is on blocking. So you can check those out. I do plan on doing more as time permits, and hopefully time will permit sometime soon.
The BBC production was way better than the motion picture.
I don't know what you're talking about. Welcome, new people. You want a chick tract?
Oh, did all this God talk scare 3 people away? We're down to 32 again. I think that you join on Super Chats tonight on Ethan's live stream to chat with you all tonight. Yes, chick tracts. Of course, we'd love to see you there. We'll probably be moving very fast. Yeah, no kidding. You may actually be able to understand what's going on by the chats alone, minus all the troll comments. You know that because last time I was Super Chats and then said something, and then like over 1,000 people say something. Yeah. Radio show was good too. Did I miss something? What are you guys talking about? It would be bonus if Mike knows some ASL. Well, I can't do it while I'm drawing. No. Ben, ASL sign language. Yes, American Sign Language. That's what ASL stands for. Can't paste inks. Link. Can't paste links. No. Have you heard of the flat Earth theory? Who are you asking me? Yeah, a good friend of mine is a devoted flat earther. So I actually took the time to go through several of the YouTube videos on flat Earth. So yes, I'm pretty well versed in the theory. India and have seen blind eyes opened. Yeah. I mean, miracles happen. It's pretty hard to deny them unless you just want to close your own eyes. Cthulhu Tract. The mod comic squad. Isabel on a bicycle, really necessary. Right now you are just missing Mike talk about his religion, not knocking it, but not my thing. But I do admire him standing up for his principles. Thank you very much, Requited. It's not everybody's thing, unless they want to make it their thing. That's their choice. No one is forcing anyone's religion on anyone in my book or in my whatever. Paste with spaces so it doesn't get recognized as a link. YouTube.com. Oh. And beliefs. It would be cool if you explained your inking style. Do you use brush and pen? And if you do, when and why? That's a good question. I have been using primarily quill pen on this because it's easier. I'm filming at the same time, right? So it's as it is, I don't have the space that I would like. Usually I'd just be flipping this thing around like it's it's pizza, whatever you call it. But because I'm doing it for your benefit, not for my own, but your benefit does benefit me. I'm just using the quill, so I'm going to drop some shadows in here to go along with what I've already done. But what was the rest of the question? If you do, when and why? I like to do more organic stuff with the brush. So like Red Rooster here is all done in brush, except for the little things, the stars. And yeah, more organic stuff or thicker line weights. I don't usually like going back over and over with a pen, a thick line weight, because it's A, it's inconsistent, B, it takes too long to dry. And I like just smooth, consistent, organic lines in that sense. I like to do all my tech with
a quill. But the thing is, sometimes a brush will crap out on me, and I'll just start inking everything with a quill because I'm too lazy to train a new brush. Or sometimes my quill will crap out on me, and I will just start inking everything with a brush because I'm too lazy to train a new quill. Because it's very rare that you just, grab a new tool and it works perfectly. Like this, trained, but it's already wearing down, so it's not giving me my thinnest lines that I like. But it's still giving me a really smooth feel as I'm inking. So I have the right quill to drop it and bend the tip, or it just dies of its own. And it's just weird. It just becomes this thick thing. And then I'll like take this quill, and then I have another quill holder here, and so I'll put a brand new quill in this one, and then use the other one for like my thicker lines. Be right back. Need food. SJWs can find God maybe and become a normie. That is what it would take. It would take God and a miracle to turn an SJW into a normie. By God's mighty hand alone can SJWs be healed of their insanity. That's not too political, right? Can ask Mike if anyone in the stream knows ASL and could try to do it in their video box. Oh, that'd be nice. Maybe we'll to get Mike, bring someone to do that if you know anyone. Yeah, that'd be great. Anybody know American Sign Language that can start live streaming for a second video so that Kyle can know what I'm saying as I blather on and on about inane subjects. Is about camera is not focused on them, so it may be possible. I'm not sure that the only thing SJWs need to find to become normies, from ones I know personally, they need to find a way to fix whatever makes them obsessively virtue signal. That's actually true, Kep. Is it Kep or Skep? PG Skep or PG Skep? I'm just going to call you Kep. It's true. And you know what? The worst people are religious SJWs. They're like, they think they have the end all be all, understanding of who Jesus is and blah blah blah. I'm like, and they think that Jesus would want us to all be socialists, and I'm like, dude, are you freaking out of your mind? But yeah, they get super annoying because, well, for the obvious reasons, I think. You can get captions for live streams, but it requires the streamer to send the video to a third-party service to add them and then pass the video and captions to YouTube. Thanks for the explanation, Mike. It looks beautiful. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Would have to ask AVS about that. Agreed. They are the worst SJWs. Yeah, seriously. Jesus is a SJW. Oh yeah, they did. Totally. Yeah. Jesus is a socialist. Jesus is a communist. They say all kinds of crap, and it's like, you've never actually read the Bible, have you? And then they'll search some, socialist Christian page to try to find scriptures that bolster their opinions, and it's like, you can't just read one scripture. If you're gonna believe in the scriptures, it's pretty much all or nothing. Otherwise, why believe it at all? But yeah, they do like to nitpick to try to holier than thou people. What that ting sound? Oh, that's Facebook telling me that I've got a notification. Or no, it's probably my email. Ooh, I should probably check my email real quick. Hold on a second, guys. ChristianBook.com. Should be everything. Final pages. Oh, good. Just got the colors in for issue 6 of Meg. Nice. Oh, wait. So it's the 2nd. We've got 5 days to complete this book. Alright, pizza done. Ding! The live streams are automatically closed captioned once they're finished uploaded. If you check Mike's. Yeah, but he wants to be on the... He wants to be in on the chit-chat. I understand. It's fun. It's fun that way. It really is like being, you know, more of a community when you can just sit here and talk to each other. I can't imagine how it's going to be if there, you know, 100 more people and the chat's just flying by at breakneck speed, like the other guys have to deal with. I wonder if you lose that sense of community, like going to a mega church or something where, you know, you never see the same people week after week. It's just 1,000 people trying to bombard you with their ideas at the same time, and you don't get to build the community relationally like you do when it's just a handful. Right in a small church, and I'm your Pastor Mike. What are the spheres around Cyberfrog's arms? That is a question best kept for Ethan Van Skybar. Kyle, let me work. Holographic thingamabobs. That is correct. I think that's the official name. I appreciate you talking to us at the cost of how fast you can draw. Yeah, well, you know, I appreciate you guys being here. There's 37 of you now. That's awesome. It's like I'm teaching a class on me. Yeah, please don't be shy with your questions if you have more. I am an open book, my friends. I am here for your edification and my own. EBS says there are connection status to his mothership. Ah, there you go. I'm looking for a new church, Pastor Mike. You are welcome into the church of YouTube. Yeah, I actually teach a verse-by-verse Bible study on Thursday nights for some of the high schoolers in my church. Been going through Genesis for a few months now. It's been really fun. It's been fun and learn-defying. I did not know anyone at our large church in the city was born Catholic. Yeah, I used to go to this, and you weren't born Catholic, you were baptized Catholic. Nobody's born. You're born human. Although my mom says I was born a Buddha. I'm like, you still Buddha? I'm like, oh, first of all, that's not a Japanese accent. Second of all, no, I'm not a Buddha, Mom. Sorry. But yeah, I used to go to a church here in San Diego called The Rock, and while the pastor is fantastic, and the teaching was, you know, good, solid stuff, it was ginormous. It planted with 5,000 people, and then by the time I left, I believe they were at 15,000 people, and I literally never saw the same people one weekend after another because there are just so many people there. And so I started going to a smaller church here called The Grove, and had a really good, you know, good pastor, good youth group for the kids. I got plugged in, started volunteering as an adult leader with the high school ministry, and yeah, it's been really good. It's smaller, so it's like more familial. You talk to people every week. You know, we can make plans to do stuff with them, and it's you know what, being part of the church is about being a family. It's like we're, you know, we all have like minds, and we can talk about just whatever without, we can kind of just assume everybody's on the same page. But when you're going to a church and you all believe the same intimate things about God, then it really is family. And yeah, I'd hate to leave that church, but if I move out of California, I'm gonna have to. And if Gavin Newsom becomes governor, we really need to split that up. What do you believe, if anything, is the position of Christianity regarding individualism and markets? I don't know what one has to do with the other. Anyone of any belief system other than a communist should be an individualist and for free markets. I'm a libertarian, man, or I'm a conservative libertarian, or I'm a libertarian with conservative leanings, or actually, I refuse to assume an actual political identity because my beliefs are conservative, but I am also very, very much about freedom and individual responsibility, which is conservative. This gets convoluted. But I think if I had to actually, I'm an independent, and I always have been. My first election I voted in was for Ross Perot, and I finally got him. Took 30 years, but I got my Ross Perot. But yeah, I've always been with George Washington, who said that political parties would be the destruction of democracy in this country. And so, because I've always held with that, I've always held myself as an independent. So I try not to label myself in any party. But yes, if I had to, just to be a hypocrite, conservative with libertarian leanings or libertarian with conservative leanings. One somewhere in that reddish, pinkish area, whatever. I don't know what color they deem. Do you remember when, like, the news and everything used to use red for the Democrats and blue for the Republicans? Like, if you go back and you look at the images from the news from like the Reagan election or whatever, yeah, it was the opposite. And then some around, I don't even remember when it happened, probably in the 90s or something, they just flipped it and they made the Republicans red and the Democrats blue. And I never understood why they all got together and flipped the color script. Now I'm just blathering. Does someone have anything more interesting for me to talk about? My favorite was Leviticus, as it was super strict. It born into a Catholic family. Yeah, I know what you meant, but true. That's not what the Monty Python song says. Which Monty Python song? Always look on the bright side of life? You have to be more specific. I share parking with a church. They sing a lot and complain to the landlord when I ask them to move so I can go out. Is it a big church? Got to go watch Is Genesis History. Has great flood evidence if you haven't seen it later. Oh yeah, that's all that flood evidence is part of what turned me, even after I was a Christian, from an evolutionist Christian into a creationist Christian. The reflections on Cyberfrog's shoulders. Do you want to see it? Up close there. Create reflections and Republican. The Republicans and Democrats became each other. That is more true than anyone wants to admit. Politics. Talk about politics. Politics, 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 politics. Let's see.
Let's see. Talk about politics. I don't know. What do you want to mention? Bring up a topic. The character in center screen, is that Red Rooster? Yes. This is Red Rooster. This one. Red Rooster. I've heard a bit about him on some live streams, but not really sure who is drawing him, or what the book is about. The pitch is Batman in a barn, and the creators are Mitch Breitweiser and his wife, whose name escapes me at the moment. Oh, yes, we're writing it with Mark Pellegrini. The Roman Senate is the best government that money can buy. Corruption begins in the streets. I don't have that whole thing memorized. It leads all the way up to the Emperor. Did he just say the Emperor? Get off of politics! Get off of politics! Get off the fat jokes! Get off the fat jokes! The little fat gets it. Now that will be taken out of context and I will be labeled a homophobe. Once again, it's what they do. Redneck Batman. Where in tarnations is Robin at? Treasure bag! Yeah, man, this stream's 2 hours and 39 minutes long so far. I'm glad you stuck with me as long as you could. Appreciate it. 39 watching. Oh, so close to 40. Wait. I intend to, but I'm having some. Oh, really? 42 watching at one point? Nice.